Hey everybody, welcome to another 5 Leagues from the Borderlands adventure. We're back with Dayne's company, and we've been given a job. The wandering minstrel, Christoph Pine, has asked us to go to Riverhome in the far west of the Nine Finger Mountains, which is getting towards the endless ice, so it's cold out there, and collect someone to take back to Boar's Hearth, basically. There's somebody there, maybe patient zero of the plague that was currently in that place. It's now gone, hopefully. We've heard the sickness is over. Everybody survived Lost Adventure, although we're still, the courier that we found in the woods, we're still dragging on his sledge while his bones heal, because he got Nightfall Batmaned by the things, the cultists that were in that tower. So share the table, share the current state of the warband, and we'll get this underway. All right, so here's the warband, currently camped out here next to this ancient site, this treasure site we just looted, needing to head here to Riverhome to pick up someone at behest of Christoph Pine and take them all the way back to Boar's Hearth. So we have to make a traveling roll to do that, and we are currently in camp. We did find some cool treasure last game, though. Packard Dayne now has the Traitor's Harness. Basically, he's invulnerable until you roll a 6 to wound him, at which point he's automatically a casualty, and there's no rule after that. Basically, if you beat his armor, it breaks. The enchantment on it breaks and just becomes a suit of partial armor. It's such a cool thing. And then Mav found a suit called the Impervious Plate, which is a fixed armor 3, can never be modified by opponent's weapon armor roll. So both of them found magic suits of armor that I'm pretty sure were just on the skeletons they were murdering, and they were afterwards just like, it looks like it might fit me. Let's just try that on. It's got a lot of gold and jewels on it. I bet that's cool. Hey Mav, this skeleton's glowing. Should I try its clothes on? In camp in the prep stage, and that means we need to roll for our local event. What's going on in the woods around us? Camp events, 12. Camp in a good location. Add +2 to any hunting expedition or foraging for herbs campaign activity this campaign turn. Hard times, what does it cost us? We have 8 people in our warband, so D6 + 1 gold. It's going to be 3 gold. We'll do that hunting expedition. Camp only, live off the land as well. So that means that we are going to eat some of the local wildlife, which means we don't have to pay our upkeep costs this turn. And then rolling for our hunting expedition. Does anybody have wilderness? Gonna roll it. We'll send, let's say, Bale. He fails. We'll roll some research, see what happens while we're in camp. It's a 29, no result. Now we're outfitting for adventure. So we need to travel to a new location. That means we are gonna have to roll in this D100 table to see where we're going. We get a 29, uneventful travel, absolutely nothing happens. We just arrive in Riverhome. So as we arrive in a new map area and go to the settlement, we just roll right to news travels and arrive in a new area. So news of the world, you just skip all the post-game stuff and see what's happening as we arrive in Riverhome. Riverhome says, an 18. A community's in need of supplies. Randomly select a settlement you're not currently in. If you travel to it within the next 2 campaign turns, you can skip your upkeep cost and gain 2 adventure points. Huh. So D6, who is it? 2? So that's going to be Illith's Rest needs supplies. 3 campaign turns to take our the person we've just basically collected here in Riverhome as the random stranger joins our gang. Barbarian named Twinblade, who's coming with us. So we might as well go to Illith's Rest immediately in the next campaign turn. So we'll just start a new campaign turn in town. Also means that we went from 3 to 2, and now it'll be 1 more campaign turn before the courier recovers. See what's happening in the village. In Riverhome, a 10, which is support of locals. I can do an additional campaign activity. Sweet. 3 things in town this turn. Everybody's excited I picked up Twinblade because he was a blight on the area, apparently. So I have 8 people in my warband. My upkeep is 2. To sell that sweet painting that I looted, which means I actually have 4, and I'll trade the 2. I'll go back to 20 marks. And so we'll meet the locals then. That means that we're in a village. We'll see what happens. We'll have a chat and talk to the locals. We roll a 100. Oh my god. In a village? We get a contract offer. You discover a town has a problem. Roll a contract and decide whether or not you want to take it. It's just everywhere. What is it? It's a 60, which is escort another individual. All right, well, where do they need to go? Start in a random location. D6 to see where they are. They're going to be in Boar's Hearth, and they need to get to far off, back to Riverhome. Well, they're anyway, we might as well take it. Contract source, 11, an individual. 1 gold mark and add a friend to your warband roster sheet. Sweet. Be some travel rolls though, so let's see where we go next. That's our first campaign action. Our second campaign action, we're gonna study. And that's 65, or sorry, it's 2d6, what am I doing? Studies on a 9+. We don't. Lastly, we're gonna have Lucian scout, because if he scouts, oh, it's in camp only. We can travel without having to make a travel roll. Damn it. Train. We'll have Packard train, and that's going to give him an experience point. He's knocked out next game. He's going to level up. Time to travel up the mountainside. We're going to Illith's Rest. It's in the north, so I have to make a travel roll. We get a 38, which is meet somebody. Roll up a travel encounter to see who they meet. So travel encounter, who do we find? A 43, which is a physician. How does the encounter go? It is 97. Special. The special meetings subtable is a 40, which is a request for aid. They report that they were being chased by a group of wrongdoers. To see the matter straight, generate a meeting engagement using the roadside enemies table. If you hold the field, you can add 1 adventure point and a friend. You may opt to ignore this encounter. What kind of roadside encounter is it? It's a 73. That's not going to be good. It is a robber baron patrol. You guys are pretty dangerous. How many are there? Toughness 4, armor 2 with 2 crossbows. Leadership do they have? 80. It's a unique foe. Who's the unique foe? 33. A ruthless killer, gruesome and tough. You know exactly who it is. Oh, you know exactly who it is. Robber baron, unique foe, gruesome fighter, tough. It's the man himself, Ranulf, and he's back. He's set himself up near his old home of Far Wall, and he's taxing the roads. And I mean, we can't say no to fighting him. This is Sir Packard Dayne getting his revenge from this fool who used to lead the warband. Instructions were to eliminate the enemy, and that means that you know, we're gonna do what we're planning on doing anyway. Slain at least 4 enemies in the first 6 battle rounds that completed the objective. A captain or unique foe counts as 2. Successfully completing this adventure gives +1 adventure point on top of the other +1 for rescuing this physician. So, as Dayne and his friends travel to Illith's Rest on the road, they are beset upon by Ranulf. Of course they are. +1 armor, or +1 combat, armor 2, and defensive toughness of 4 makes these guys kind of no joke. We do get an extra gold crown if we beat them, because they've obviously been stealing from the road for a while. There are 2 crossbows on the table, and we are rolling for initiative for round 1. He is gruesome and tough, meaning he cannot be stunned. So Packard getting the initiative along with Mav, and let's say, let's say Bale will roll for Shala, who does not get initiative, and everybody else is on a 6. So the 2 barbarians, the one we're escorting, and then of course the body over here, the body Ventura. He's going to be bodyguarding him, hopefully to keep him alive while these guys rush at us. They're all 4/3 movement. He, of course, is unique. 5/4, combat skill +2, damage +0, +1, toughness 5, armor 2, gruesome and tough. So I'm -5 to my casualty rolls if he kills somebody, because he just makes an example out of him. He's clearly not happy that he had to form a new warband. And then tough means he can't be stunned. I'm going to reassign my initiative a little bit. I'm actually going to give it to Shala. No, it's too late. I already rolled it. We're going to burn it, I think, just to sit still. We're not going to do anything. They're just going to wait and support each other, sitting here and sitting here next to the door. You know, they'll hop the fences. Why not? Come into the yard, support each other. Get into some cover. Then we'll go with Bale. He's going to sit still and shoot this guy in cover because he's elevated from him. He needs a 6 to hit, but he's +2 because he gets his combat skill, so it's a 4+. That bow and arrow hits. Overcome armor. He sure does. It's 4. Does he overcome toughness? No, but he wounds him. Monstering time, starting with this fella, who needs to take a shot. He is already in cover, so he's going to shoot the closest thing he can see, which is my barbarian. He's combat skill +1, so with the cover in the way, he needs a 5. He misses. Same thing over here, shooting into the closest thing she can see. She'll move to cover. And then need a... Oh no, she'll move to cover here, actually, because she'll get within 6 that way. Need a 3 and be in the open. And hit. It's fixed armor 3. Oh no, the crossbows can't move in fire. She won't move, actually. Which means she didn't need a 3, she needed a 5. I have bows, but I mauled them with bows. They have heavy long bows. Then everyone else is going to move their speed forward. So 4-3, starting with the closest, but he's 5-4. So he's going to go 5 forward and not quite make it to Dayne. And then stand there. And then these guys are 4-3, so they're all going to also be an inch away, moving 7. It cost him his 4 to get out this thing because he's got a good difficult terrain. And then his 3 will put him in cover because foes are smart. And then he'll go 4 towards cover. And then 3 more again over to this corner. He'll go 4 towards cover. And then 3 more around, still getting closer, and then the same thing here, and then 3. Phase, we'll start with Shala. She's gonna try and plug somebody, I think. So she's within 6 of this guy if you get him in the open. So we'll move half, going to 3. And then hit on a 3. She sure does. Armor. She sure does. Or 2, and then he's toughness 4. And she equals it, which means she wounds him. The boy is going to move over here to support both of these fighters. Lucian is going to move to be able to heal later on, and that's it. That's all my activations. All right, next round. Who's going first? Oh, it's going to be Dayne by himself. We can re-roll and fail, unfortunately, with Bale. But what about Shala? Nope, she fails too. It was always going to be like this. Dayne going it alone, mano-y-mano, fighting Ranulf, getting his revenge. So Dayne's going to go in. The traitor's armor, because he was the traitor that disbanded the warband from our evil leader. And he is fighting at fight +1 with support goes to +2. Ranulf is +2 with support goes to +3. We will fight. We just want to fight offensively. Just straight fight and hope that our magical armor protects us. Instantly loses. Becomes the defender. Gets hit. Can Ranulf roll a 6? No. Literally nothing happens because his armor's impervious, but he does get driven back an inch. And followed up against. He's doing the Rocky 3. He's just going to let him punch until he tires himself out. And, oh, he wins this time. That's a 7-8 to a 7. So he becomes the attacker, but the combat ends. Everybody else goes. So this crossbow will be shooting, I guess, again over to here on a 5+. Misses. This crossbow, shooting the closest thing it can see, which will again be the barbarian. The muscles on a 5+, hits. +1 to overcome armor. It does. Does he overcome toughness? He does not, just stuns him. He strike. So that's everybody else. So coming in hot to come fight Sir Dayne. So he is +1, +2 with Ranulf's support. Sir Dayne is +1, +2 as well. Red is always the bad guy. Sir Dayne wins and becomes the attacker. And then loses and becomes the defender again. And then wins and becomes the attacker again, and the combat ends. Moving 4-3, he won't be able to make it anywhere, so he's just going to jump into cover. He is going to try and engage across the fence into Shala. And they fight. He is fight +1. Shala is also combat +1. And she wins and becomes the attacker. And then they draw and separate immediately. I can't quite get to Mav, but can get to cover near Mav. And that's all the bad guys. Start with the active shooters. So moving to get these guys in the open, or we can just sit still and hit them on 4s. We'll just sit still and hit on 4. So he's going to sit still and hit on 4. He sure does. Overcoming armor on a 3+. Nope. No effect because it was under, not equal. Do we have luck? No, he can never get luck. No, he can never get will. No, he can never get luck because he's fey. He's cursed. So over here, into cover on a 5. Misses. I guess he wouldn't get cover because she's closer to it because she was touching it and he had to bounce back. So that would have hit. And it beats his armor. And it wounds him. The boy is going to move to here in support. And then Mav is going to beat the absolute brakes off this guy at +3. +3 to +1. She hits a 6 to his 6. They tie and just the combat ends. I guess the escort could move over to here, and then the muscles could go fight this guy. Then +1. He wins! He does not defeat his armor, though. So he drives him back, and the muscle hops the fence. And he'll be at +2, actually. And he wins this time, and becomes the attacker. And he wins again, because he is at +2. He beats his armor. And the muscles is stunned. Back an inch, back over the fence, just tosses him back over, and then the combat ends. Lucian, he's gonna throw a confuse on a 7+ into Ranulf. He does not. 2 strands remaining, but nobody's injured yet. Round 3, we haven't killed anybody. These guys are a lot tougher than they look. I don't know why I rolled that. I need to roll initiative. Nobody. Bale doesn't get it. And then Shala doesn't get either with her fey. Just nobody passes. Heroes always have to face a little bit of tribulation here. So starting with the shooters. Shooting the barbarian again in cover with his combat bonus to 5. Misses. In the open now on a 3 into Mav. Hits on a 3 or less. It's a crossbow, sorry. So actually she ignores it because of her armor. The impervious plate. 1 to 3. Nope, overcomes her armor. Does not overcome her toughness though, so she's wounded. Anyway, you got a job to do then. I'm gonna go heal up Mav. That happens. Starting with closest, we'll save Dayne to the end. We'll jump in. Actually, Dayne would go first. Dayne's gonna fight against the big boss, against Ranulf. So Ranulf attacks him. He's +2/+3 to +3, or +2, sorry. He wins by 1. Does he defeat, actually, does he roll a 6? No. So he pushes him back an inch and follows up. They fight again. Same bonuses. Oh, Ranulf loses this time, becomes the defender. And then Dayne attacks back and loses as well, because it's +2 to his +3 to his +2. That ends. Over here, next closest, jumps into Mav. +1 to her +3. Even though she's wounded. Sorry, she doesn't get +3, she gets +1. So they tie and the combat ends. She still has her combat bonus, so she wins. And becomes the attacker. They go again. And she parries and takes no damage, but gets pushed back an inch, because she has a fencing weapon. And then the last combat, she parries and defends again. And the combat ends, they separate. This wounded fellow is going to go fight. Diving in. +1 to +1. Shallow becomes the attacker. And then immediately hits him. Does not overcome his armor though. Attacks him again. And hits him again. Overcomes his armor. And as long as she doesn't roll a 1, she does. He's just still injured standing there. This little guy is going to end up hopping the fence to fight Lucian. He'll be combat +1 to combat +2. He loses and has his armor overcome and is wounded and is pushed back 1. And he follows up. Second round of combat. He has a staff, a balanced staff. He's in parry, so he's just going to fall back. And then one more time. He actually wins now, because that guy's too far away from his friends. Becomes the attacker and the combat ends, but now he's wounded. And then he's going to go fight the body. He ties him. It just ends because he's +1 from his supports. I'm gonna get wounded, I don't like it. But everybody still gets to go because we've lost all of our initiative rolls this turn. Okay, Mav, I need you to kill this guy. So you're just going to, actually, Mav, I need you to do something else. I need you to go over here. And Mav, I need you to go kill this crossbowman because they're far more dangerous at this point. +3 to +1, you win. Do you defeat armor? You don't. So you stun her though, and she pushed back. You follow up, so she's +0 now. And you win again. Do you defeat armor? You don't. So you push her back one more time. She's still stunned though. You win. You defeat armor. And you kill her. Good job. I want you just to bow this guy. And actually, no. We'll have you do it in the open. On a 1+. You hit. Do you defeat armor? You do. Do you defeat toughness? Nope. But you do injure him. And that means Lucian can sling him. + in the open. Hits. Defeat armor at -1, too. So you need a 4+ there to do it. Defeat toughness doesn't, but doesn't matter because he's already injured. Alice going to put a shot at this guy in the open again. Hits on the 2 because she gets her +1. And overcomes his armor. And stuns him again. Oh my god, Shala. Well, Sir Dayne's all done with that then. He's going to go fight. Ranulf can chase him. +1, +2. He wins. Does he overcome armor? He does not, even though he's +1 with a 2. So he stuns him and then drives him back and follows up. Second round of combat. He wins again. He overcomes armor and he murders him. Well, it's just gonna stand where they are. We're just happy. We're happy where we are for now. You had a sling, but you moved too far. Round 4, Ranulf, we've killed some of your friends. And that's gonna keep happening. We have to kill 4 of them before round 6. Only 1 person passes initiative again, so we're gonna make that... I guess Mav. Roll for Shala, and we'll roll for Bale, and they both fail as well. So just Mav's going first. I was going to start bullying in a second, but Mav's going to go try and kill this guy. And just kick his teeth in. +2 to his +1. And she hits him with a 5 to a 3. Overcomes his armor. And just wounds him. Driven back an inch. She follows up. Actually, we'll drive him back this way. She follows up. Fight again. She wins again. Overcomes his armor. And as long as she doesn't roll a 1, she doesn't. She slays him. And we'll push and follow up, so we can be behind this. Our first kill, so at least we've done our objective mission here. We have to hold the field though to actually get the front and the story points. We forgot the end of last round. I'd killed 3 guys. I got to make 3 rolls to see if people ran away on 1s and 2s. Oh, one of them did. The furthest one away, actually, so this guy's gone. I started killing people last turn, and I killed 1 so far this turn. I'd have to remember it last game because they were all skeletons. It didn't matter. Okay, well, that means Ranulf's coming over the wall to fight Bale. All the shooters. Bale is also fight +2, and Ranulf's by himself. So Bale's actually fight +3 this time, and wins and becomes the attacker. And then wins again. Ranulf's armor is 2. He does not beat it, but he pushes him back. Oh, Bale, you hero. Last round of combat, Bale does not win. He becomes the attacker, but the combat ends. 2 remaining goons. This guy's going to fly over the wall to fight. They tie, and the combat ends, because he is fight 1 plus nothing, and he's fight 0 plus 1. And then this guy will remain in cover and just move to here, because he can't make melee with 1 move. Everybody else gets to go. Bale, remember when you left the Quiet Forester, their sister, for dead? You're going to get shot a whole bunch. So Shala, aiming and firing on a 2. Sure does hit. Overcomes armor. Does not. It's Bale's turn. Hits. Does not overcome armor. Shooting with a sling. Hits. Does not overcome armor. Absolute juggernaut. The body's going to go fight this guy. They're both +1. Actually, his friend's +2. He loses and becomes the defender. Then loses again. Does not have his armor broken, though. Last round of combat, he gets pushed back. So +2 because of his friend. Loses again. And it does defeat his armor. And he's down. Shot thugs, not non-thugs. Dayne's going to move forward. He moves 6. So he's just going to move to here. Stay out of combat. Gonna move away. Be like, no, thank you. He's gonna move 4 and then 3. And then flying over the wall, ready to fight. We're gonna stay out of combat, but stand there with Bale. The kid sitting still, he'll try and throw a sling. Remember when I had to carry all your stuff? On a 6, no. Turn 5, morale. They gotta make 1 morale roll this time. Nope, they're fine. Our barbarian bodyguard. The body is gone. The muscle. So just Mav is going to be able to go first. Unless we can roll for Bale and roll for Shala. So for Bale, nope. For Shala, nope. Mav's going to try and tub thump these guys. +3 to his +2. She wins. She ties his armor and does nothing, but he's stunned now, I think, because it's a tie. Second fight, she wins again. She beats his armor this time. And she wounds him. So he's been pushed back once. That pushes him back again. So she's still +3 because he's stunned. And he's +1. She wins again. She beats his armor. And she kills him. Mav's just racking up the kills. All right, Ranulf's gonna go. He has to choose. Who do you fight, Ranulf? Well, you were closer to Bale, so you're gonna go fight Bale. Because he was the one fighting you last turn. With +2. Bale wins and becomes the attacker. They tie and the combat ends. Because they have the same fight, +2 to +2, and Bale doesn't have any bonuses right now. Last thug comes over the wall to try and jump the illustrious Mav. She's going to be +2 to his +1. And she wins and becomes the attacker. And then he wins and becomes the attacker. And then she ties it because that's a 7 and she's got a 7 as well. And they separate and the combat ends. Well, the boy's going to go because it's just tracking phase now. He's going to try and sling that guy on a 6. He does not. Belle's going to go. She's going to put an arrow in his back on a 3+. 2+ because she didn't move. And she doesn't beat his armor, though. He's a hard-to-kill man. We're going to go with Bale. He's actually going to shoot an arrow to try and save Mav. On a 2. Hit. Ties armor, so he's just stunned. And then Dayne is going to go fight. Be like, it was always going to end like this. So they're both +2. They tie, and the combat ends. Oh my god. This is the never-ending story. 1 bad guy, so does anyone flee? They do! Oh, this guy decides to run. He's had enough. The Thug Life didn't choose him. And then it's just Ranulf against the remnants of his warband closing it. Appropriate final turn. We chased off all his Goombas. This is a Super Mario ending where Bowser's fighting the whole group. Didn't account for there, Ranulf, is the power of friendship. All right, initiative roll. Oh, they're so mad. So Dayne gets to go. Lucian gets to go. Everybody else is a 1, but they can roll. Bale, nope. Mav, not Mav, Shala, no. Everybody else is going last. Lucian's just going to go over here and heal Mav. So taking a walk over to here, and then healing Mav on a 6+ with one of his threads. His second to last, actually his last thread, he does. So she's now unwounded. Means Packard's going to go fight. 2+2, because Bale's backing him up. Loses immediately. Becomes the defender. Wins, becomes the attacker. This is such a back and forth struggle. And then they tie, and nothing happens. They just separate again. I like that they're just evenly matched here. Thanos moment here right now. All right, so he gets to go, and he's just going to immediately charge Bale. And they fight. Bale becomes the attacker. Actually hits him. Does not break his arm. Back. Bale keeps fighting because, I mean, this guy killed his sister. And he loses. But he's got a fencing weapon, which means he takes no damage, but it didn't matter because the combat ended. He would just become a defender anyway. All the guns. The boy is going to throw a rock on a 6. He misses. Bale is going to fire an arrow and hit. Does he overcome his armor finally? I think he does. Armor 2. Now he's toughness 5, though. He wounds him. Shala, finish him off. For your sister on a 2. You do. Beat his armor on a 3. No! He's just stunned. Final punch comes from Mav. Comes charging in. Stunned now, though, so she's +3. Becomes the defender, because that's only a 4 to a 6. And he fights back. She wins and becomes the attacker again. And then she wins. Does she overcome his armor? She sure does. And Mav slays him. Just kills him dead. Good job, Mav. That's it. We held the field. We make it to Illith's Rest. We make a friend of Dr. Acula. When we arrive at the supplies, we generate a grand total of 3 adventure points for killing a unique foe, 2 story points. So he gets dropped off. Oh, no, he doesn't get dropped off. It was the supplies we were sending to Illith's Rest. And then we've also dropped off 2 story points. Or sorry, we've got our character basically alive. We have 2 more turns to get him to Boar's Hearth, and then 1 turn to get back to get the other contract going. Which is awesome. And we got our ultimate revenge against Ranulf. He's dead. We killed him. We avenged the twin sister. So we did a unique foe for 2, a contract for 1, which gives us, no, we didn't finish a contract. No, it wasn't a mini contract. It was needs a favor. It was a mini contract. So 2, 3. For that, on top of the adventure points we got from the special mission. Only 1 dead and injured. The muscles. What happened to him? 92. He's fine. Advancement time. So with that training we did, we were already advancing with Sir Dayne. You killed a unique foe, so you're going to have an extra 2, 3. Everyone except Lucian will level up here, including the boy. You're just a carrier on. 1 more adventure away from the courier being safe. So we have to roll advances for everybody except for Lucian. Sir Dayne, he gets a 97. Select luck or will. That's 79 combat skill. So that's the high die. Combat skill increase. That's much better. At least as good as Mav. What does Mav get for killing all those people? 70. Another combat skill increase. She's +3, becoming brutal, merciless killers. And then the brother, Bale, 59. Another combat skill increase. He's also +3. Turning into brutal killers. For Shala the Seeker, 84. That is luck or will. She can never have a luck increase. So she's going to have a will increase to 2. Boy gets a 98. Or no, a 68. So he is combat skill increase. Actually, the body doesn't get to, the muscles doesn't get to roll because he wasn't on the table at the end of the game to see if he advances. The field, so let's see what our unusual finds are. 90. That's going to be lead to a location. Unexplored location there, and Illith's Rest, or next to Illith's Rest, near the road we were on. One single loot roll, because we can loot the bodies. And what do we find? 62 is tools. What kind of tools? Hopefully something good. 62, which is a scout's cloak. Sweet. Shallow right away so she can improve her scouting. It gives him bonus to wilderness and gives her bonus to scouting rolls. We settle in and find our news of the world. 22, what's going on? Communities in need of supplies. Random select another settlement you're not currently in. If you travel to the next campaign turns, you can skip your next upkeep cost. Sweet. Well, we get to skip upkeep this coming game because of what we just did. So basically, if we go back to Riverhome, we can skip it. The other +2 adventure points. Actually, sorry, I need to mark down 2 more because I got 1 for the unique foe, 2 for having rescued the physician, and then 2 for delivering these supplies. I got 5 last game. I need to mark an extra gold mark because I robbed the taxman. So at the end of the adventure, managing to get our revenge against our old boss, everyone's dream, the boss they hated, the boss they betrayed, which is why I guess we call the magical armor that was found in the Trader's Cuirass. Yeah, we did the thing. We destroyed our arch nemesis. We delivered supplies, and we've got 1 more travel trip to go to get this crazed barbarian to Boar's Heart. So big thanks for watching. We'll see you for of the Borderlands campaign next week with Sir Dayne's company. Till then, I'm Ash. Happy gaming. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continuing to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.